And I have one question for you, Mr. Carlos Rodon. Where is your changeup? Where did it go? Because if we look back, fellas, to when he had his great year in the White Sox, 21, he had a 2.37 ERA. His pitch distribution, he threw 12% changeup. All right, over a course of a lot of pitches, that's quite a bit. I think it was like 200. Now, Carlos Rodon is known as a power pitcher, right? He's going to blow his fastball by you. He's got a good slider. When he deals in that changeup, he was also thrown in at 39% in the zone in 21, and clearly it led to a great season for him. We then jumped to 2022. He also had a pretty solid year in San Fran, pitched to 2. He was throwing 61% four seams at the time. He was throwing only 2% changeup, but he did throw 6% curveball, so 8% total off-speed pitches. And he lost some accuracy with the changeup, 30.5% in the zone. Jack, you look back to his year last year with the Yankees. Not a great year. He was throwing 4% changeups. Okay. Now, I don't get it. He threw them 26% in the zone, but he also had a 42% swing and miss rate on a changeup. If you can mix that in with a high speed fastball, well, obviously, he's got some location issues and stuff too. But you have to have that off speed pitch. And we heard in the spring training he had some rocky starts. He was working on some things. He did an interview in February where, I'm going to deploy the curveball. I'm going to deploy the changeup more. His first start, one changeup. That's it. Just one changeup. Where is this off-speed pitch? Because you have to throw off this timing. I mean, you're throwing on average a 95-mile-per-hour fastball and an 87-mile-per-hour slider. That's not enough of a time difference to throw off these hitters, especially when you can't locate, like Carlos Rodon has not been located. So is the issue, Jack, last year that he had an injury-ridden season? Or is the issue that he just abandoned his off-speed? He abandoned his changeup. He abandoned his curveball. He's working in a cutter all of a sudden,
Yeah.
which is another 92-mile-per-hour on average pitch. What are we doing?
So, very good insights right there from Dave.
I actually did homework before this episode.
Yeah, very good. Wow. I would chalk the cutter thing up to our pitching coach, Matt Blake, who almost made everyone carry a cutter. He developed Montgomery's cutter, really helped Cole develop his cutter, and Nestor. So I would chalk that up to that. As far as changeups, I would almost say that a lot of it has to do with lacking location, not being ahead in the count, and he's falling behind. I mean, even in start against the Astros, falling behind a lot in the counts, right? And his stuff is so good where he could still blow guys away when he starts 2-0, 3-1. But I think some of that changeup success came from always being ahead. Fastball strike one, fastball strike two, and then you're almost at his mercy because his fastball's so electric. I almost wonder if this is a sticky stuff, like it comes back to that, where he was very reliant on it, not for spin rate, but for accuracy. And I think we found that to be the case with a lot of guys. And other guys have, like Cole, definitely used it, and he's found ways, obviously, he was the best pitcher in the game last year, to subside and get his success back. But I don't know. I would definitely thought he was injured, or maybe it's possible that they thought the changeup, maybe being a deeper pitch into his hand, holding it tight, was causing some elbow problems. I could definitely see that being the case. But for my best judgment, I would say the reason would be because he's behind in the count, not ahead, not locating the fastball like you said. I definitely thought the injuries were legit last year. And I honestly was impressed with his performance for the most part. I really wasn't expecting much more than what he did. I thought he pitched pretty well. But yeah, still a lot of the same issues, right? Falling behind, not locating, wild at times, erratic, just seems like uncomfortable on the mound. But you know what? He hung in there, he battled, and he limited the damage and kept us in the game. So can't really ask for much more than that.
Real quick, I don't know if you have anything to come of it. I'm not trying to say his injuries were not legit last year. I do think he obviously battled a bunch of injuries both in the off season and throughout the season. But maybe you're right. Maybe it's a matter of getting the location down with the fastball and the slider. then being able to work in the changeup. I mean, overall, not a bad start. Got into a lot of trouble, and I think that's where I would have, with runners on, would have liked to see the changeup, the double play ball, incorporated a little bit more. But maybe it's exactly that. You can't incorporate that until you get ahead in counts a bit more.
What I was going to say here,